Welcome AIR members. This video is designed to help you take advantage of a new member benefit of being a member of AIR, and that is you all now get access to ProspectNow as a part of your membership. So you should have received an email from AIR with a link to the landing page that you see right here. If you did not get that, and you are a dues paying member, then you should be able to reach out to AIR and make sure that you got that email. That landing page that you will get is specifically for members only, and if you're a member, it will enable you to get access to the tool. So, for those of you that don't know what Prospect Now is, it's a tool to help commercial real estate brokers get more listings, close more deals. Specifically, we have deep information on ownership, building owners and ownership behind the LLC, phone numbers, email addresses of owners, detailed property information on over 100 million properties nationwide and 12 million tenants. So all this is available to you. And in addition to the data, we also provide a predictive model, which scores a building on the probability that it's going to be listed for sale in the next 12 months. So for those of you that are trying to get more for sale listings, this is super powerful. I'm on the landing page right now. All you have to do is click this big orange button here that says get free access. You go down here and just click get started. Fill all the information in. Now you have to use the email address that's registered in your membership with AIR. Otherwise, it will not work, and it's going to verify that email. So make sure you use that. Also, just for housekeeping sake here, the access to Prospect Now is for you and you only. It's not to be shared with any non-members, et cetera. So we appreciate you honoring that. And with that, you just click on the Get Started here, and I'll show you how to get access. So what it's going to do is it's automatically going to activate your account, and it'll say now you're a member of the company or the organization AIR CRE. So what do you get with your membership? So you're going to get access to the website, which is national access for Prospect Now, which means access to over 100 million properties online. And incidentally, one of the nice benefits is that Prospect Now, we sell that subscription for far more money than what you're paying in dues to AIR. So it's a great value and a great member benefit. So now that you're in the tool, let's just walk through a few things that you might want to do and you might use Prospect Now for. So the first thing is, if you see here on the left, there is it says start here, guided search. I always find this the easiest place to start. So you can see there's a few different options. Build a list of properties. If you already have a list of addresses, you can actually paste those into Prospect Now, and you can find information on those properties. If you just want to look up a single property, you can just do that. You select that here. Or if you already know an owner and you want to find more information on that owner, you can do that. So let's keep it real simple here. I'm going to build a list of properties. And let's say I'm looking for industrial buildings predicted to sell in Orange County. And I want to call those owners and see if I can get a meeting with them. So what I'm going to do, it says show me shortcuts here. I'm going to say finding potential sellers. And then it's going to ask me, okay, where do I want to go? So I've got it set to LA here, but let's do Orange County and maybe get rid of LA. So on this county right here, it shows you, number of properties. It also shows you the turnover of properties in that county. And you can see how the predictive model helps. So in other words, you've got about 3.5% of the properties that are selling in the last 12 months in Orange County. Well, if you focus on the properties we're identifying as being more likely to sell, those are turning over at almost double, about 6%. So that's what that number means. Now, in this case, I just want to focus on a list of properties that I can go after. So I'm just going to select orange and click next. And now there's all levels of granularity that you can do here. You can do a radius around an address. You could do a zip code, cities. You can draw a polygon on the map. I'm just going to choose cities here, and I'm going to choose everything in Orange County because I'm going to do some more detailed filtering after this. So, okay, now it's going to ask me property types. So maybe we do industrial, and you can see that brought me down to 14,000, right? And maybe I want to do, I don't know, commercial office as well. Maybe medical buildings. It really depends on what you get the point, right? There's all level of granularity here. So, okay, I've got my 14,000. I'm going to click next. Now, if I click on likely sellers, that's going to take me down to 2,600. So that's focusing just on the properties that are identified by our algorithm as being more likely to sell. Now, the question is, how does that work? And what we do is we look at everything that's selling, and then we profile what's selling, and then score properties that have very similar characteristics to what's been selling recently, but have yet to sell. That's how it works. And it's using, it's a fun buzzword to say, but it's machine learning, meaning it's getting smarter every week when we do updates. So the data is updated every week, and we're constantly rerunning the algorithm to look at stuff that's sold, et cetera. So that's how that works. Now, there's obviously more filters that I can apply here. So maybe, I want to go, I don't know, 2,000 square feet to 20,000. And you can see I'm going down here. I could look for owners that own more than one property. This is really powerful, right? Actually, that's, number of properties owned. So takes me down to 759 of these property owners have more than one asset. If you want to do owner occupied, maybe for sale leasebacks, you could do that. Or you could do investor, right? So either one, occupied. No, let's just leave it open for now. Sale price, date, etc. Lots of stuff you can do here. But so I'm going to go ahead and click next. I've got my list. I can save this search for future reference, or I can just proceed. So that is in its most common use case. This is a very common way of using ProspectNow. This would be more of a prospecting use case. And then I'm going to show you how to search an address. And I'm going to also show you the tenant search as well. So let's just take a look here at some of the different properties that we've got. So if you look at this, you can see a lot of these show up twice because they have more than one asset. Remember, I said number of buildings owned, 2. So these guys have more than one, the Sapphire Family Holdings, LLC. And you can see information on the property. You can see detailed information on the owner. And this is really important stuff in that you can get through Sapphire Family Holdings. You can go and get the actual managing partner behind the LLC. That's huge. I used to be in commercial real estate, and I spent so much time researching that and looking for phone numbers, et cetera. And so that is the next piece of this, is that ProspectNow has a good phone number for, I'd say, 75% of the owners out there. Now, one of the nice things about your membership is that you've been provided 15 credits, which can be used to look up phone numbers at no cost. And so when you register your account, 15 credits are automatically added. Now, credits can be used to view a phone number or to download records. And you also get a substantial discount on the credits. So, you just buy them when you need them. and it's substantially cheaper than if you're going to ProspectNow directly. So again, another member benefit of being a member of AIR. So now that I've got my list here, we can click on this and see if we get a phone number. And this is a good example. It looks like we didn't get one. By the way, here's the summary of the credits. So credits can be used to get phone numbers or export records. AIR series provided 15 at no cost, et cetera, et cetera. So that's how that works. So let's find one where we have a phone number. So I'm going to click on this one, get phone, and okay, here we go. I got a phone number for these guys. And so that just took a credit, right? So I got information on, the property owner. Looks like they have a holding company as well. And that's where we got the phone number information. So that was the process of going through researching an owner and finding their phone number. Now, we can also do that for owners where we have a first and last name. We can also research emails. Email address hit rates, though, are substantially lower than phone numbers, just to set expectations. It's probably more like, I would say 10%, maybe 15%. We've got an email for. So that's how that works. Okay, so now I've got this list. Let's look at some other use cases. So let's say I've got a property here and I just listed this property and I want to talk to everybody right around it. I can just click on the map here and click search here. And it shows the properties right around, and it shows the seller probability score. So that's what you see right here is the seller probability score, and that's when you have this filter tag. So that's another way to use ProspectNow. Of course, you can search an address. So if I wanted to type in, an address here, it shows me all the matching addresses. I can just pick one and pull it up that way. There's a lot of different ways, obviously, to use the tool. Now, in addition to having information on the ownership, we've also got information on the tenants. So when you click on this tenants tab, it's going to give you information on the tenants. Now, the type of information we have on tenants is, I would describe it as very wide, meaning we've got almost every company that's doing business out there. It is not, we don't have research lease information, but we do have good information around the owner of the company, and what you see here. So estimated rent, estimated size at the location, estimated sales, et cetera. So all of that data is here around tenants. So you can search a property address and see all the tenants there and be prepared. Say you're going on a meeting and you want to know all the tenants in the building and who owns the businesses before you go in to do a meeting. So that's how that works. So let's go and do another search to further filter this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on more filters, and this is kind of more of a power user interface. So you can see I did that radius search right here. I clicked on the map. If I want to do additional filtering, I can do all kinds of filtering on this more filters section. Out-of-state owners, you saw this before, number of properties owned, owner type, company, individual, all types of filtering here. So I really encourage you to go in and play around with this. So you don't have to go through the guided search each time. In fact, you'll find as you use the tool more and more, you're probably going to be doing more of this stuff here around more filters. So that is a pretty good example of how the property search works. If you want to see information like historical transaction data on a property, that's all on the history tab right next to the tenants. So all that data is there as well. We have MLS data, but for commercial that tends to be less valuable. So if a commercial property makes it to the MLS, you'll see it here on the listing tab, and that's what that is. So, okay, so that's a pretty good overview of the property search. Let's go to the company search now. So what I'm going to do here is, let's say I want to search by a specific tenant. I could do, say, Jack in the Box in California. And it's going to show me every Jack in the Box in California. And what's cool about this is it's not just showing you the company information or the store information. It's showing you the property information and the property owner. So for those of you that do single tenant net lease deals, this is really valuable. For example, if I wanted to further filter this and say number of tenants is 1, right? That's going to take me down to Jack in the Boxes that have no other tenants in the buildings. Super powerful. Again, that's a very specific use case, but you can type in any tenant and get all kinds of information on the tenant. And you can also search by these other filters as well. Year founded, estimated rent, number of employees, estimated sales. You could search for tenants that are only in certain building types, for example. And all of the same data that the property filtering is available on the tenant search. So, if you just wanted to talk, for example, to tenants in industrial buildings, you could do that. So let's take an example. I'm just going to get rid of the Jack in the Box here. Maybe we do California. Let's reset all this. I'm going to do tenants in industrial buildings in orange. Okay. So now this is what it's doing is it's looking at, got me some stuff in Florida as well, but it's looking at the land use code, right? And then showing you all the tenants that exist in properties with that land use code. Really powerful in terms of the different kinds of filtering you can do. But if you just wanted to know, hey, I just want to know every tenant that's in an industrial building in my area, you can do that. And you can go through and get the building owner, of course, but all the property information, the tenant information as well. So hopefully this is a good starting place for you to start using the tool. We're going to have subsequently more videos. But in summary, if you just do nothing else but go to this guided search and start searching there for any of these things that you want to do, right? Look up a single address, build a list of properties, find multiple properties. If you have a list of addresses, or look for property owners by their name, you can do all those things right here and just walk through the process. So we're pretty excited about the relationship with AIR, and we hope you are as well. And we're looking forward to AIR members getting a huge benefit from using the tool. Thank you.